Hi everyone, Bob Thomason here. I want to spend the next few minutes talking to you about something that has been really important to me over the last few years, and it's called career path, a career selection. Now, why has it been important to me? What's the significance of it for me? Well, I'm beyond 55. I'm in my late 50s, okay? And I created a business some 20 years ago that frustrated me to no end, absolutely frustrated me. I didn't know when I started it that it was going to do so. I enjoyed it at first because it was learning, but my personality type does not lend itself to spending eons of time behind the computer creating code for different business purposes. I can do it, but it frustrates me. And I didn't know that starting out. I found out later on because I would spend hours and hours and hours in front of the computer trying to hack out this code, trying to keep everything in my mind, keep it going, and it frustrated me. Why? Because I was going about as hard as I could possibly go against the grain. I was going against my personality. Well, I've talked to a number of college students and a few high school students about a career that they want to take. And some of them are very focused. Some of them know exactly what they want to do, and they're going for it with a great amount of gusto, and that's good. That's great that they've determined that. But for many of you, it's difficult to figure out, what do you want to do? What am I going to do when I get to college? Maybe I'm a senior in high school this year, and college coming up next year, what am I going to do? What courses am I going to take? Well, I can take some general courses for a bit, but at some point, I've got to determine what kind of career path I want to take, and I don't know. I honestly don't know. You would be surprised at how many college students I've talked to that don't have a clue what they want to do when they get out. They're just going to take some classes and try to get a general idea. Well, at the very least, use some valuable information using a program like Career Match. Career Match will tell you what your best career paths are, what you're going to be best suited for. It doesn't tell you what to do, but it's going to take and assess your personality and say, given this personality mix that you have, here's what you're going to be best doing. I promise you, folks, when you do that, then you've got more ammunition to work with, and you can begin to look at, here's the careers that's going to be best for me. Which one of them do I want to do? With that information, you're going to save yourself a lot of aggravation. You're going to save your parents some money. Now, that ought to hit home real quick. But you're going to save your parents some money because you're not going to have to change majors like you normally would. I'm not saying you won't change it all, but chances are you're not going to have to change majors. Here's why. The average college student changes majors 4 times before they graduate. Now, I got this from a person that worked in the registrar's office at a local university, and he worked with this information for years. He saw a lot of this stuff. You have to pick on something so that you can get focused, and here's a direction I want to go. Don't know what job I'm going to get, and I may pick a job, may have a job to start with that's not exactly what I want, but at least I'm headed for a career that's not going to frustrate me, and then I make adjustments as I go along. But instead of doing like I did, starting a programming business when I have no business being in the programming business, I should have been a salesperson or a speaker or a presenter like what I'm doing right here, because my personality lends itself to these things. I like being around people. I like a variety of different things. I do not like to spend hours and hours behind the computer crunching out numbers, hacking out code, for different programs, even though that's the business I created. My personality does not allow me to concentrate like it needs to be done. Now, there are people that are very good at this, and there's nothing wrong with that. One thing you're going to find out, and one thing I want to stress as you take the assessment, the personality assessment, and you go through life with the different personalities, there is no personality that is better than another. All personalities have their purpose. All personalities are good. But a personality that is used incorrectly is going to frustrate you. It's going to frustrate you. I promise you that. Use Career Match. You'll see a link over here in the description. Go for it. Figure out what your core personality is, and then be ready to enjoy life.